Vision, mission, purpose. They nest on top of each other, they go together. Or better said, it starts with that purpose, that clear reason for why we exist, and then concentric circles out, how are we going to achieve that why, and what is the world going to look like when we achieve that why? Purpose statements, mission statements, vision statements, it can get really cluttered really fast. It seems like every organization has a different offering when it comes to declaring their purpose. Some just have a mission statement, some have a mission and vision, some have a purpose, some use some other term to describe the little bit of prose that they put on a plaque in the office or in the front of a 10K report. And if you go from organization to organization, you can get really confused because the definitions change. There's a lot of clutter out there, and we're going to cut through that clutter today. Today we're going to talk about the difference between purpose, mission, and vision, how they interrelate to each other, how they affect each other, whether or not you even need all three, or whether or not you can cut through that clutter with one simple statement that accomplishes all three. First, though, I got to clear up some clutter here. This is where we've been doing homeschool with our kids for the last couple weeks. Let me clean that up. So let's start with the big one. Let's start with vision. What is a vision? And a vision statement is really a statement of what the future looks like. It's a statement of where you are headed. A vision statement describes what, if you achieve your mission, if you serve your purpose, and we'll get to those in a little bit, what that is going to look like. These are my wedding china plates, by the way. I have no idea how they got down here. And the thing about vision is that by nature, it is aspirational. It can be 5 years out, 10 years out, 20 years out, 100 years out, but it's about what you aspire to make the world look like. All leadership involves change to some extent, and your vision is a picture of what the world looks like when you have finished that change. Now, by definition, vision can't stand alone, because vision is about what you want to change the world to look like. All leadership is about change, and so vision is what happens after you achieve that change, but there has to be what you're doing inside of that in order to make the vision a reality. That's where mission comes into play. Your mission, on the other hand, answers the question, how? How are we going to make that vision a reality? What are we going to be about? What activities are we engaged in on a day-to-day basis? And also, what are the long-term objectives that'll help us make that vision happen? Now, mission can be where you talk about how lives are changed. Mission can be how you talk about how objectives are won. Mission can even be products or services that you sell. A lot of great mission statements put a specific number. We're going to change this many lives, or whatever it is. The point is that mission answers that question, how are we going to make that vision into reality? So if your vision is what the world's going to look like when you've achieved your mission obviously sets inside of it. It is the how to the vision's what. But we still haven't answered all of the questions that we need to answer in order to have an intrinsically motivating set, mission, vision, purpose, something that's actually going to inspire employees to see the connection between the work, the drudgery maybe they're asked to do every single day, and how they're actually affecting a positive change in the world. There's one more element we have to talk about. We have to talk about purpose. Purpose goes inside all of these. Purpose is the why your organization began, why it's on that journey, what injustice in the world is it seeking to right, what opportunity is it seeking to leverage. It answers why you choose to exist. What was the whole reason for starting this organization? Whys can be answered with that sort of founding story some of the time, but other times you need a declarative statement of that, and we would call that declarative statement your purpose. So now we can take all three together. We started with this idea of vision. What does the world look like when you achieve the mission, which is the how are you going to put into action your why, your reason for existence. These three nest nicely into each other. Let's take a look. We have the vision. This is the what. We have the mission. This is the how. We have the purpose. This is the why. Vision, mission, purpose. They nest on top of each other, they go together. Or better said, it starts with that purpose, that clear reason for why we exist, and then concentric circles out, how are we going to achieve that why, and what is the world going to look like when we achieve that why. Now, here's the key thing that a lot of organizations that have a vision, mission, purpose, or even just one of them still get wrong. This still isn't the center of our circle. Inside all three of these circles are people. The people that are in your charge. You see, every great leader didn't just start with some flowery language and try and sell it to other people. They didn't just go on some off-site with the other senior leaders and pay a consultant to come up with this grandiose prose of mission, vision, and purpose. No, great leaders, the leaders that have run lasting and sustainable changes in the world, the revolutions, the reformations of the world, they didn't cast a vision and try and sell it to other people. They found a way to put to words the vision that was already in the hearts and the minds of the people that were in their charge. And so that's where we need to start. Purpose statement, mission statement, vision statement, all of the above or none of the above. Whatever you choose to put on a glass plaque, now you know the terms and you know how they ought to be used. But more importantly, you know that these three alone are necessary but insufficient. See, they all radiate out from people. They radiate out from what is on their hearts and their minds. And so as a leader, the best thing you can do is make sure your purpose, mission, or vision, all of the above or none of the above, answer one question for your people, whether you're looking to get them to join the firm or whether they already work for you and with you and you're just looking to get them inspired. That question, what are we fighting for? What is in the world that we're tired of and we're willing to start changing? What is in the world that we want to look to an injustice and say, no longer? What is it in the world that the whole world finds acceptable that you refuse to accept? Or what is the battle that your customers or stakeholders are fighting that you help by your existence? It all starts with what your people are willing to fight for. And then from that answer to the question, what are we fighting for? Then we're safe to write our purpose statement, our mission statement, and our vision statement. A vision statement, again, is what the world looks like when we've achieved or when we've won that fight. Our mission is how we're going to win that fight. Our purpose is that fight, and that purpose starts with people and starts with a clear and concise answer to the question, what are we fighting for? Hey, thanks so much for watching this episode. If you enjoyed it, make sure you subscribe to the channel because we post episodes like this as often as we can. And if you really enjoyed it and you want to go deeper, then check out our totally free course, 3 Days to a More Motivated and Aligned Team. You can sign up for it at davidburkus.com/3days. We'll see you there.